Hey Gifters, I'm going to be explaining a little bit more deeply about our obtuse triangle and why the equation area equals base times height divided by 2 works. Now, when you look at an obtuse triangle, normally you see this extension here, right? And that's really just to tell us the height. Because we look at just our obtuse triangle by itself, this green triangle, it's kind of hard to figure out within the triangle how tall this triangle really is. So if we extend it, we can figure out the actual height to this triangle, which in this case is 6 inches. And because we extended it, we have to actually include this extra part here, which is about 1 inch. Now notice that this extension here creates a whole nother triangle, and it actually creates a right triangle, as you can see here by this square. Now, the reason why this equation works, let's not forget that base times height is just a reflection of finding the area of a rectangle. The reason we divide it by 2 is because half of a rectangle makes 2 triangles. Now, if I continue coloring out and trying to form this rectangle, so I'm going to extend it at top right here, extend it on the right side over here. Notice it makes our rectangle. Okay, just to be clear, I want to name one of these triangles. So I'm going to name our big triangle. Notice how triangle A, B, and C, this triangle right here, this big one, is actually half of this whole rectangle. Now, we want to know what the area of this obtuse triangle, this green one is, which is a little bit smaller than half of the rectangle. Now, let's just try to prove why this equation still works for obtuse triangles. Now, we know we can figure out the area of this right triangle right here by using this equation. We already know our bases. We know our bases. I'm talking about the whole bottom. We got to include this 1 inch and this 4 inch. So for this equation, our area is actually 5 inches and our height is 6 inches. We know by multiplying it's 30, then I got to divide that by 2. So our area of this whole triangle is 15. Now that still doesn't tell me what the area for this is. This triangle right here specifically. And because it's actually not ABC, I'm going to add an extra point here. I'm going to say this is D. I want to figure out what the areas for ADC is. Now, because these two triangles together make up the area of 15, I can get rid or subtract the area of this triangle here to figure out what the area of this triangle is. So I'm going to figure out the area of this one is first. So the area of the triangle ABD is the base is 1, the height is 6, 1 inch here, 6 inches here, which equals 6. Divide that by 2 means the area is 3. Now, for me to figure out what this area is, I'm going to take the area of this triangle, which I just figured out is 3, the area of the entire half triangle, which is 15, and subtract them. So I get 15 minus 3, and that tells me that the area of triangle ADC, or the green triangle that I wanted, is actually 12. Does this work if I just use this equation for just my obtuse triangle? Let's figure it out. So the difference between obtuse triangle, as we know, is the height is a little bit extended. So my base for just my green triangle is from D to C. So my base is just 4 inches, and my height, because this is the only line that tells me how tall my triangle is 6, and I want to divide that by 2. So 4 times 6 is 24, divided by 2, and that equals 12. And notice, I get the same exact answer if I just took the information from this triangle with my extended height. Will give me the same answer if I took the area of the entire triangle ABC and subtracted it from the area of my smaller triangle ABD to get the area of my green triangle. So instead of going to go through all this work, we can just use our equation base times height divided by 2 using the dimensions of just my green triangle along with the height, which is always going to be the extension. Remember, our height can be anything over here. Even if they give you these numbers, this is not going to tell me an accurate height. Right? Height goes up and down, not slanted. That's a quick way for you guys to figure that out. Hope this helps. If not, you can always reach me or Mr. Fuentes during our office hours.